Hi, I'm Barry John. Welcome back to Descent 2, and we are thrown right into the level. I have a few guests, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
A Leylight draws near. Command?
Uh,
Solitaire's bundled up for cold weather.
and this is Speedball in the tail gunner position. And every time you use the homing missile, it screws with me mentally, and I keep thinking you're ramming them.
Yeah, I think that green robot just started to realize something was going on, but then he blew up.
Well, this is just
Nice.
me abusing the guided missile for fun and profit.
Looks
Yeah.
like they don't aggro until they actually get line of sight on you, so the homing missile can just snipe them all.
Guided missile, not homing missile.
Guided, yeah.
Guided missile.
Yeah,
got
it seems
plenty
like
of
they're getting
them.
knocked around a little bit and maybe starting to move a little bit when they take damage. That guy actually looked like he was trying to dodge, but he's just slow.
Is this the first level where you don't get any new enemies?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright, now that things are cleared out a little bit, now we can actually get to some dogfighting now.
And, well, this particular level starts off with a returning favorite of nobody in particular, those really thin room spaces. Oh, there's the exit.
Neat.
Well,
That's a pretty
that was
memorable
easy.
spot, at least.
Alright.
And of course, lots of extra homing missiles for when I start to use them. So, ice level in this particular one, it's just the blue.
Oh, is the air going to be slippery? Because we certainly are touching the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's really hard to maintain a sort of, the theme going on, except that everything is colored blue.
Now, a long time ago, I played something called Pixel Junk. It was a Pixel Junk shooter. It was it's like a little twin stick shooter where you're a ship flying through like some underground areas, and heat management was a thing. If you got too close to lava, you'd overheat, but there were also cool areas that would, if you dived into water, you'd cool down. And if either of those were a mechanic in this game, that would be appropriate for an ice level, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we don't have to worry about wind or air currents either.
No, that's true. That would be annoying. That's usually the other thing in ice levels, like wind that blows you away.
Yeah, that's
So
just-
we have any fantastic prizes to look forward to this time around?
Actually, yes, we have the access to the secret level in this world, which for me is absolutely important that I take on this level because there's something special about it in level 16, the boss world, that I have to address when it comes up to there. So yes, this game is a dick. That to the point where, screwing up on one level affects your ability, or affects how well you complete another level later on.
Yeah, it's been a while since our last cool dick move of the game, for lack of a better word. Because back in the lava world, we had that secret exit where those switches would seal off the exit, but we haven't really had anything notable like that in a while.
Or switches that would seal off goodies instead of revealing them. Yeah.
I mean, we've had some pretty standard ambushes by now, just places where you fly through a certain area and the walls are gone and the monsters come out of the closets, but that's getting to be a little old hat by now, especially since we already played through Descent 1.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
you were saying?
No, I was just agreeing. You go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that, monster closets are going to be a thing through this entire series, not just in Descent 1 and 2. But to be fair, I mean, this was the...
I appreciate that Gauss Cannon guy didn't just instantly kill you because he didn't notice he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of tricks in their arsenal besides level design, and so monster closets have heavily factored into it.
I mean, I guess you can sort of appreciate the subtle thing that, the angles are kind of changing up. These rooms are actually kind of, more wide open, so it's possible if you go too fast, you could get shot at from multiple sides. You can get caught up in the crossfire.
Crossfire!
Oh god, we all remember that? We're all old. Alright, for the Zoomers, in the audience, there was this board game thingy where you'd shoot pinballs at each other, and the game wasn't that good, but it had a really radical commercial that implied you would disintegrate your opponent if you won.
Indeed.
Oh, wait. Crap.
Enemy sighted.
Paranoia at 170%.
Is it just me, or are those like little tiny guys with the red Vulcans, have they been getting more aggressive lately?
Yes, one of the things about this game that they did to help improve difficulty was, if you noticed in the original game, everybody had the same... Okay, that was... Okay, seriously, John, stop eating homing missiles! No, basically, everybody operated on the same basic AI, but starting in Descent 2, the enemies started having discrete AI, let's call them programs. So, for example, here... oh, by the way, I'm still working on just my Vulcan cannon because the Gauss cannon is missing. But so you've got like those little tiny dodgy guys start to operate under what I like to call a hit and fade AI. Basically, they'll take like a pot shot at you, then duck out of sight.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that earlier on in like some other earlier level where they were setting up the Hulks in either like pursuit mode or sniper mode, and I guess this is kind of the same thing for the little small fries now.
Alright, 13 shields. Ooh, this is gonna be... interesting. Actually, you know what? I think... Here's the thing. I'm like halfway through this particular game, or I will be very shortly. I currently have 45 lives. So, as a question for the thread, and you guys can place your guesses first, how many lives do you think I'm going to end this game with?
I don't know how much practice you have fighting the final boss is the problem with that. So, I don't know. I'll just say 30.
30?
I'm going to say you're going to have a net loss of lives in the latter half of the game.
True, because I mean, there comes a point, there's only so much that practice can deal with.
I mean, well, actually, I don't know how many lives you're going to get from the secret levels either, if you're going to be visiting all of them, so maybe
Yes,
I
I
should
am.
bump that up a few more.
Actually, one of the things is that in the next secret level I visit, I fail to get the 8 bonus lives.
Oh. Alright.
Oh, 8? Okay, so you're gonna blow up a lot and die.
No, God damn it, C-Spot. You're supposed to hit the mine and then have it go off in your face, not somehow dodge it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the problem is that he's so fast. Like, you need something hit scan or to trap him with. Like, if you just shot a mega missile out of him, like, right out in the open, he'd just outrun it.
And we are back in the start room here because this game likes to double back on things.
Well, yeah, it gives the thief bot somewhere to go. You're gonna have a hard time cornering him in this level, I think.
Oh, very difficult. But fortunately, this particular Gauss enemy decided to drop a couple of a couple of ammo pickups for me, so that's always good. Now, which way do I have to go again? Left, right, left,
Check
right.
that map again.
Yep. Oop, wrong way. Ooh, this is getting tight, you know. 14 shields and all.
I like the gentle curve of this hallway.
Gotta love those strangely aesthetic curves in video games. Oh, that, okay then.
Yeah, that
This
was...
is just a snipe. This is just a kill box with. Oh, another force field hallway.
There you go.
Gotcha. And...
Die, thief.
Yeah, die, thief, bot, die.
he will pay for his crimes.
With death. I mean, he didn't even get a chance to steal anything from me this level.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
he must have been stealing from the other robots if he's got that much loot on him.
Alright, now where could that blue door be?
Oh, I've already flown through it. I'm looking for the yellow key.
I don't know, John. You already have 10 smart missiles. You better get to work on those.
True. But actually, one of the things I wanted to note there is that it's been pointed out to me that that you see the mine layers around on occasion. The only time you see a mine layer laying smart mines rather than regular mines is in the secret levels.
That's neat.
Yeah, here in regular levels, just plain old red mines.
I mean, I guess another little subtle point that's easy to miss out on is it doesn't seem like these homing missile guys have quite as much health as the Red Hulks from Descent 1, so that's nice. Like, you would not have been able to kill a Red Hulk with regular old lasers like that quick.
Well, to be fair, these are level 6 quad lasers, so, you know, they deal more
True.
damage than the level 4 quad lasers of the previous game.
Oh, there we go.
Secret exit. We'll be getting to that later on. Although I have to admit, you know, sometimes it's nice that the first time you have indication that somebody's shooting at you is when the lights go on, like from their shots, rather than, you know, than the sound. Oh, come on,
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, I guess that's another, like a subtle point, is that enemies in Descent
you
don't
got
really have sound cues for their attacks, like charging up an attack. They just have, like,
got your
ambient
hand back.
noise that they're around, and literally the noise of them firing. So it's not like they make a sound and then they fire. They fire and that makes noise. So, like, by the time you hear them firing, they're already firing, which is kind of different to how some other games do it.
Yeah. Plus, he got the Gauss cannon back just now.
Yes, I did. It's something that happens rarely, but enemies can drop the weapon they're using. So,
Yeah.
I have the Gauss back. I have the Gauss cannon back. Blah, blah. Yeah, I know, hard rockin' music. But I like how you can see the, if you look in the rearview mirror when I'm using the afterburners, you can actually see the afterburner effect behind me.
Well, that is cool, actually.
I think one of the favorite things I like in games is when you can do an afterburner like that and the flame actually damages enemies. Does that happen here?
No, mostly because enemies won't run into your afterburner effect, and usually you're just, you know, hitting an enemy in the face, so... Oh, wow, did you see how that little guy just got all completely turned around because of the flash missile hit?
Well, I guess I gotta
No,
use
I'll
it for
have to
something.
rewatch that.
I mean, that seemed like it was always happening to me in these games. It's like I'd be carrying around like 40 concussion missiles and only remember to use them once or twice.
Man, this level is really giving me used to pick up these red mines.
Yeah, you seem to be fighting those, like those little spindle bots or whatever they're called, with the fast projectiles. in closer quarters now than you were in the past. So I guess that's given them more of a chance to hit you too.
And of course, I've got more homing missiles, so I can, afford to just throw them down range at them. Assuming, of course, they don't miss them. But I have to admit, this this particular room is pretty nice because it's got 8 shield power-ups in it. And of course, hostages rescued, because that's what I do. I rescue all the hostages.
On the rare occasion when you need
to. True.
Hey, they're worth a lot of bonus points, and they look really good on your performance review.
True. Of course.
Yeah, material. We're the material defender, not the personnel defender. But it's just
So this is me with a full map going. Hey, wait a minute. There's those secret doors right by the entrance there. I forgot to check those out. And then me going back and going, okay, yeah, that's clear. What the heck is up with that door? I mean, the full map is nice, but sometimes it's just a case of you grab it and you suddenly find yourself needing to backtrack all over the place.
Yeah, that's the bane of full map completionists.
But I thought some rooms were just trap rooms and you shouldn't go in them.
Get back to me on level 15 and I'll show you a trap room. There we go.
Oh man, these strobing lights are... I mean, not strobing, but it's like everything seems dimmer than usual, and... Now this is a bright area, but back there, yeah.
Well, I mean, dynamic lighting and all that, it's a thing for this game.
Dynamic lighting is such a difficult thing for early games to do. The fact that we have it at all in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this was back when dynamic lighting and all improvements to lighting engines in general was actually focused on making the game look better and trying to make it look more interesting from region to region, I guess, instead of just using things like, lens flares and whatnot.
Yeah, that's actually what this game is missing. No lens flare.
Or bloom filters.
I have fond memories of playing with the graphics settings on one of the older Wing Commander games. At maximum settings, everything looked pretty good. At lowest detail settings, you had 4 floating sprites of representing your afterburner effects. Just these 4 twinkles that were just stuck in place on the back end of your ship. Pretty funny.
I can believe that. And of course, monster closets opening up because I got the red key now.
Something Wing Commander didn't have closets.
Well, I mean, that's what Free Space does. It doesn't have monster closets. It had, more enemies jumping in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have closets per se, but you can just have enemies spawning in or teleporting in or what have you.
Yeah, that's what Half-Life did.
Yeah, at least they had the excuse of dimensional rep thingy going on. But yeah.
Yeah, the really fancy games will actually give them a teleportation, like animation or something, showing them fading in or something.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of them just spawning behind you.
True.
Or around a corner, so they don't have to animate it.
Oh. Even though this level is running about as long as one of the previous fire levels or lava world levels, it doesn't feel like it's just been the same slog because of just how tight the fights are and how tight the area is.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we like to rag on, enemies spawning in and whatnot, at least it means that when you're backtracking, you're fighting different enemies than you were last time, so that does help keep it fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel pretty varied and nicely designed.
Yeah, and the fact that there's just so many different enemy types in this game means that even though they can mix up your encounters.
Yeah, plus that also said, you only have to deal with them once when you're backtracking, so it's not like the problem we saw in some of the other levels where you had a spawner that you kept passing by and you just had to deal with them every single time, and it was just annoying.
Oh man, if the game had an ability for you to disable spawners, oh.
Well, here's the thing, I vaguely remember that if you hit a spawner with a flash missile, it would turn off for a while, but during some of my practice runs, it never really happened, so I wasn't sure if it was just me misremembering or anything like that.
I don't know, that's getting kind of into, like, Mew under the truck territory, isn't it? Something you heard on the playground?
True. I mean, I could be right, I could be wrong, and of course the music has gone away now. I think I'm going to switch back to the regular music at some point, because that way at least have it going on throughout the entire level.
Yeah, that would probably be easier to do than trying to play smooth jazz over this.
Or yakety sax.
That's kind of overdone anyway. Yeah.
Sorry, just poking at things so you can... Oh, hey! I see a little thing there I can grab.
The purple gun.
Yeah, and just looking at the map, figuring out the best way to get to it. And then going back and going, wait a minute.
Did those doors only open once?
Nope. But in this particular case, extra super laser level. Ew. Come on past John. You can take corners now. You know what you're doing.
Hang on, I gotta check the side view mirror.
Alright, so coming up on the reactor room and just plotting out my quick exit. Oh wait, what do you mean I can't open the door? How do I open that door? Maybe there's a switch somewhere.
Maybe it's a push door instead of a pull door.
Maybe. Don't ask me how I knew that opened, it just did. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the Omega Cannon. So, the Omega Cannon is a seeking laser gun that comes with its own, shall we say, ammo supply that it recharges off your energy like the Afterburner does.
Wow.
I guess it'd be easier to see if we didn't have the rear view camera on.
Yeah.
This reminds me a lot of the lighting spells in Magic Carpet 2.
Okay, so let me explain the Omega Cannon. It's a seeking pulse gun that shoots the enemy and it tracks them, so it's good for hitting smaller or more nimble targets. Oh, I blow that up. The idea is that the Omega Cannon is your final weapon for hit. It deals a lot of damage over time, or deals a lot of damage, but it has a short burst rate, I should say, and it does track its target, making things easier. But the important part was it was banned in multiplayer because each individual shot was its own packet.
Oh.